Well, time to move on then. Hindustan Zinc, well, they reported pretty much in line set of numbers. Both the revenues, net profit as well, had declined a little bit on a year-on-year basis, but that was on expected line. The margins were a little bit better as the cost of production dipped by around 6% on a sequential basis. To discuss the Q4 earnings and more importantly, the way ahead, we're joined by Mr. Arun Misra, the CEO, Hindustan Zinc. Well, morning, Mr. Misra. Thanks so much for joining in. Well, what are the odds you hit the upper end of that silver guidance of around 750 tons? I ask you this because the Fumer plant, you're saying it gets commissioned in the first quarter of FY24. So what's the guidance on silver volumes?
Yes, if the Fumer project comes on stream in Q1, and also we are looking at some amount of tolling of lead MIC and getting it converted outside our facilities, we will get back some of the residues, silver carrying residues, which will be processed here. Two together, yes, we are very confident of beating this guidance of 750 tons.
Well, you're guiding for some cooling off in the COP. So just give us some color on, coal sourcing mix and where do you see it headed?
When we started the year, last year, we had a huge difficulty in sourcing domestic coal. It went as low as up to 5% when the desire is to get 30% domestic coal mix in our coal fed to power plant. Also, at the same time, the imported coal costs were very high. Fortunately, towards the end of the year, the imported coal prices have softened. And also our domestic coal production increased, and accordingly, we also received quite a good percentage of domestic coal. It went as high as 26%. If I look at round the year basis, I am quite confident with the current productions of WCL or ACCL. So we guess that it will be around 20% of domestic coal we'll get. And with international prices currently about $150 a ton, should soften further, can go down to $130 a ton. So overall, we should see a good commodity price benefit coming to our kitty. At the same time, we are reworking all contracting costs, including mining contracts, plant operational contracts, so that we are able to reduce costs there by consolidation and redesigning the contracts. So and also some work on the mine plants and operational efficiencies. Altogether, we should be able to go down to 1125 to 1175 level. Effort should be to go closer to 1125.
Mr. Misra, given the sort of the growth dynamics overall, the oncoming slowdown perhaps as well, globally speaking, what is your own outlook as far as zinc prices go, sir?
No, I think current range should be between $2,800 to $3,000 per ton, because we had expected last year there will be strong rebound of economy in China, UK, Russia, Ukraine war would not last beyond 2 to 3 months. We expected that American inflation pressure will move away and Europe, demand will increase sharply. Some has happened, some have not happened. Russia-Ukraine war is still on. Uncertainty of energy sources is still there. China has not rebounded as sharply. And the current estimates world over is the demand for zinc is expected to grow only by 2.5 to 3% only. Fortunate part in India, the market remains still bullish. We saw good demand in Q4. There is a huge push by Government of India on infrastructure. Next year being election year, balanced infrastructure projects, there will be huge focus on completing them before the elections. And we guess that in India, the demand increase would be anywhere between 4% to 5%, far above than the global demand.
All right, and most of your sales will be in India, so that bodes well for you. But let's spice things up a little bit, Mr. Misra. Now, going by the Government of India's communication on that they are not on board for Hindustan Zinc by Vedanta's international zinc assets. That's in the current form. Are you all working on some alternate strategy to convince the Government of India?
As far as we are concerned, it was a very good proposal and it gives immediate boost to Hindustan Zinc's access to mineral. So it is still there and we are talking to all shareholders. Government of India's letter says they expected us to explore more on non-cash mode of acquisition. So nothing is out of our consideration. We are studying all that and I'm sure we will be able to convince our shareholders, and whenever everybody is on board, we will go for the regulatory approval.
Well, Mr. Misra, you're sounding confident, but the other problem was valuations. It appears you were asking for peak valuations. Were valuations an issue?
As far as we are concerned, we have done the valuation fairly in a proper scientific manner. So I don't think there is any discussion on valuation.
All right, so you believe valuations is well fair. So you're looking at coming up with an alternative plan, is what the sense that I'm getting. What is the timeline for the outcome of these discussions that you're having?
Looking at the current conditions, we can't be putting a timeline, but I am sure it should happen sooner than later.
The one thing that the street definitely liked is in FY23, there was a big dividend that came through. So that's the next question. What is the dividend payout policy that we're looking at for FY24?
So while I won't comment on dividend, but otherwise fundamentals are still strong. Even if the price does not improve beyond $2,800 per ton, we will still be able to make a good cash flow of 10,000 crores at least after a year of operation with the guidance number we have given. So after that, it's up to the board to decide, and we'll leave it to the board to see whether with that earning, how do they want to use the cash. But we also have growth options open for us. We will be on the drawing board of 1.35 million ton and 1.5 million ton. With the current cash flows that I am talking about, 10,000 crores or even slightly more than that, the whatever net debt we have with that also can be wiped out. So I don't see any difficulty in the balance sheet for this company to grow further, whether it is organic or inorganic investment. And of course, remunerating shareholders is a decision of the board. We will leave it to that.
Mr. Misra, last year what stood out was the big dividend payout. So that's why, my colleague asked you on that front. So let's see how that one goes, because you'll have to weigh it between capex as well as growth. Final question then, what's the update on the government of India selling its near 30% stake in HZL? We've been asking you this for the last few quarters. Any update? Is there an OFS in the works?
No, government of India is on the job, and as far as whatever little I know of, they are looking at the right time for doing it. You must have observed our current stock exchange went through a lot of turmoil in the last few months, and at this point, entering the market with 48,000 crore kind of an offer for 30% stake that they have, perhaps the market would not have the capacity to absorb. So, right timing is needed, right quantum has to be decided so that the market can absorb that.
Sir, appreciate your thoughts. Thanks a lot for joining in and speaking to CNBC TV18. Let's do one thing.